Yo, what is up guys? I'm here hitting you up with a new ETHERIA restart video. As you can see here, we have Health for Teramaton in the background, so you have a little bit of background seeing here while I'm talking. This video is a week 1 progression video, account review, or in general, a review about the entire week. What went on, what happened, what did I farm, what are the things I experienced, what is the stuff I learned, what you should be keeping in mind moving forward, the tips I can give you, my biggest takeaways, what I think is like worth the most upgrading, working on, prioritization. Now first, you're seeing here my Teramaton 4 team, which I'm currently running, Ditting, Valerian, Lily, Freya, and Klaus, which is pretty sick. It's very safe. Currently, I think around a 90% success rate with this team so far. I think if I can max out some of the shells, it's gonna be a 100 team also when I get my Klaus to 6-star. Currently in this team, we have Ditting, Lily, and Freya 6-star. But that was it for this specific run. Now, while this runs in the background, I think I start off with showing you my box, what I worked with in terms of units in general. I think this is where we start off, and I give you there my takeaways about the units, why I built them, and what I'm doing right now. So first and foremost, we have Ditting. In my opinion, Ditting is the best unit I feel like in the entire game. In terms of free-to-play friendliness, in terms of DPS, in terms of literally easy to build, in terms of carry, in terms of versatility, this unit does literally everything for you everywhere without any issues. What I did with this unit right now is I maxed him out completely. So I maxed out his S3, his S2, and his S1 almost max. I just didn't want to put points into his level 5. I will do that, by the way. I just do not have the resources. I need to farm for the GP shells. I hope that we get a 2x event this weekend. That would be great. This is where I want to dump my stamina in. In the end, for the current build is I'm running a momentum set with a fury set and 1 onslaught piece. The momentum sets I got from the module essences which you farmed in the game over time. I collected a lot of these module essences, and once I hit level 40 or went above that, you unlock the last 5 gear pieces. And since I knew Aurora free, I will probably not farm in a long time. I focused on picking gear pieces, which I do not farm at all, which in that case is momentum. And I looked at momentum. I like the crit rate boost and everything it provides, and I really wanted to test it. So I went there and dumped all my module essence in there and tried to get a piece. Set going. Luckily, I got 3 pieces, but no, like almost no speed, a little bit. But this is the set I'm currently running, plus 2,500 attack, plus 132% crit damage, 76% crit rate on top, plus 50 speed, decent defense, decent HP. This is what I aim for. Overall, attack could be a little bit higher, but outside of that, it's fine. Before I were running a Onslaught Fury combination, and then he had like plus 3,100 attack. Similar stats, I think, round about. Could be slightly higher, slightly lower, not sure, but the main difference is that set effect, which gives you a, if you look at it, the more debuffs the boss has, the more damage you gain. So you can get up to 36% damage increase, which I liked, and that's why I picked it up and want to see a difference. And noticed in terms of onslaught to momentum combination that the momentum combination, when you actually land debuffs for a turn 1 situation, for example, it does provide more damage. So even though I lost a lot of attack, I still did more damage because of the set effect in general. Then I'm using White Fang. So my White Fang, I think, is pretty solid. I got a max roll on the gold one, 20% attack boost, crit damage 19%, and I got a max roll on increases disorder, enemy's final damage by 12%. This is actually huge. I think whatever DPS you're running, if it's a Messiah, if it's a Ditting, or whatever you run, you always want to have, I think, whatever element is specified, and then the max draw for it. This is I think this is the biggest damage increase you can potentially get on a unit. And I tried to get this like a red roll, like a 30% crit damage. Didn't roll it yet, but it's fine so far. We'll look into it more. But yeah, this is currently my ditting. Now let's look at what else I have. This is a current work in progress right now. I'm not happy right now with the build itself. I'm working on my Chloros right now. He is... and I also gave him skill ups. I actually gave him 3 skill ups right now. He is at level 4 for the 480% damage increase, because I'm currently working on a Teramaton Hell for one-shot build, and I'm actually so close in achieving this goal. I'm just like, the boss actually survives with just barely 5% HP left, but I need to figure out, need to farm a little bit more runes gear, and then maybe I'm able to one-shot the boss. And I think I might need to get him also all the way up to level 4 here, because he's getting an additional 12% crit rate, and it's actually very hard to get crit rate for him. So this is which would help a lot, getting him to like plus 65, so 75%, and then he gets an extra 15, puts it at 90%, so this is pretty good. And then also what I worked on, and I'm using a lot, currently not geared up because his gears on someone else, is my Marvel. I really like Marvel. I maxed out his skill 3, and I got his skill 1 to level 4. I think I'm going to max this out, since I do have some lattices I can use. I have 4 right now, maybe not. I have 4, so I might do that in the future, but not right now. Save this up for something else, because then I can get another SR unit to max level on their skill. But I really wanted to get that extra speed, and I wanted to make sure that this is as reliable as possible. My Marvel I use a lot for Teramaton. I actually use my for Nikonana, I use a lot my my Marvel on general, like for almost every content I kind of use Marvel. He's pretty damn good. And actually, funnily enough, I prefer using my Marvel over my Mio. I think the reason why, even though I thought like Mio's really good, I think she's good, but I think Mio needs her S3 and her S2 maxed out to shine, to really shine, right? She's kind of those units you need to max skill. I feel like her S3 feels kind of underwhelming if you do not give her any skill ups, which is hard. So that's why with him you can always land debuffs. And the cool thing is I really like his resist minus 40%, which is huge to land with Dinah, her debuffs and so on. Plus you have the speed down, and then you also have the pushback, which I use for PvP in general. Then another unit I use is Dinah. I really like her. She has like the highest, basically with her debuffs, the damage boost she can give to your Ditting and other units. And I maxed out her skill 3 as well, because I felt like I want to get the cooldown down to 4 turns instead of 5 turns, because I also use it for different contents and not just for like 1 turn combos, for example. And I want to make sure that I can land that defense break more often. I feel like it's worth it, but for everybody else who's not convinced, I think level 3 is a good stopping point, but you do want to get that level 3 to increase your chances of landing the erosion, because I think this is also very important to land their debuffs. So you want to maximize these opportunities as well. This is a unit you want to work on. Now, Valerian, in my opinion, is a unit which I think is underrated in general. And I built her yesterday specifically for my Teramaton team. And surprisingly enough, Valerian is, in my personal opinion, if I put it on a tier list, S tier support. She's probably one of the best support units in the entire game, especially right now when you're trying to reach the Hell 3, Hell 4 stages of certain contents. It's super hard, and you probably also hit a wall there. You cannot survive things, you die, you get one-shotted and everything. Valerian helps you in that situation. She helps you to tank through certain scenarios, and also with her you can cheat death. So she is very good for survivability. She's, in my opinion, even better than Zanya and Ling Lao in certain scenarios, certain setups. That's why. And the cool thing is you can run her on a 5-star build. You don't even need to 60. If you get to 60, even better, but you don't need, and she's not even like, she does not even have heavy requirements. You don't even need to build her like super fast or anything, but what she needs is you want as much HP as you can possibly get. You can see 25k on a full, I don't even know, wellspring build right now with certain shells. I do run my Beyonton. My Beyonton is specifically used for Nikonana to give me the attack and crit damage buff immediately for my ditting, to run a 10 to 15 seconds strat for Nikonana for shell farming. And as well, I run her for Aurora, but even though I don't really farm Aurora right now. And also once it's set up ideally for Teramaton 4, she's gonna be part of my Teramaton 4 one-shot build because of these two buffs that she's running. Now with Zanya is weird for me. I do like her. I think she's a good unit overall. I used her quite a bit. I think I still use her. She's just not built right now, but she's still 5-star. The funny thing is, my Zanya, you can see all her skills are level 1. I actually reset my Zanya twice. So I put skill ups into her because I wanted to revive, cooldown because I like the revive function, the healing. I needed it because I didn't have a Ling Lao. She was really good for me. Did a pretty good job overall, but I really needed her skill ups. The first time I needed her skill ups to make sure I can max out my ditting. That was probably on day 2 or something, around day 2, day 3, probably more around day 2. Around that time frame where I decided to build Liling. I reset my Lian so I can get my ditting to 6-star. Was absolutely the right decision. Will never look back at it as a wrong decision. It was a good choice. And then the second time I reset her to put skill ups into my Valerian, which allowed me to farm my Teramaton very consistently. Now there's a work in progress right here, Kazuya the Reverie. I think you saw a lot of Doki Doki stretch, which involves Kazuya because she here has that slumber effect and the attack down. And currently I have 4 lattices, so I plan on 4 Doki Doki H4, probably to include her into my team. And these 4 lattices will be used to get her to level 5, so I have a free turn CC, which is huge in this game because you cannot cheat a lot of things here. And I do need to get a time weave set because I also think time weave will have a lot with cooldowns in this game, which will be pretty huge. Then the next unit we have is MaTeIRiA. MaTeIRiA is self-explanatory in my opinion. He's a very good unit. I really like him. And I also noticed, I think sometimes he gets downplayed by a lot of units and see like, yeah, he's good, but he's not that good. I'm telling you something. If you invest into MaTeIRiA, he is incredible. He's very incredible. I maxed out his S3 right now, and you just notice the difference in damage output. He is a fantastic unit. He does a lot. You can literally use him on all content, and the more skill ups you invest into him, the more damage you get out of him, and the more power you can show. The more you notice how ridiculous actually that unit is. Currently, I'm using MaTeIRiA for my Doki Doki Hell Free team. Like very similar to my Teramaton. The only difference between my Teramaton and my Doki team is that instead of running Ditting, I'm running MaTeIRiA. The other 4 units are the exact same thing, but I'm running MaTeIRiA. And I'm currently, actually, I decided to, now because of Chloros, that was like in the heat of the moment, a project for me right now, because I'm trying to get my Teramaton one-shot team going, to be honest. I want to try farm Keen Eye and Onslaught. All these free icon builds, but primarily Keen Eye is what I'm looking at, and that's why I want to make sure that I can also get a fast team if possible. And outside of that, I want to use my MaTeIRiA, and for my MaTeIRiA, my plan is I want to max skill him now. Ideally, if we get a 2x event, I want to make sure I can max out his skill 2. His skill 2 does a lot of damage. It's actually insane how much damage his skill 2 does. It's really good, especially the last hit. And now the important thing about him is like his S3 gives him speed, and his S2, for example, gives him extra crit damage, which is 20 additional crit damage. This is a lot of stats, guys. So you make the skill stronger, but you also make overall all your skills stronger. You get an additional 20% attack here, and then when you go to his skill 1, which I probably will go up to level 4, not level 5, but you get here 100 attack, 5%, and so you get 15% attack plus 100 flat stat, plus you get another 20% crit damage. This is a lot of extra stats you can get from your MaTeIRiA, which allows him to deal insane amount of damage. And I think once I get him this far, I can probably just, for Doki Doki, I can use, I don't even need Ramoka, I can just use him in one-shot waves and then go in and do then the next wave, for example. The next unit I am using is Lily. Lily is on a PvE build. Right now, the way I work her, she's not the fastest unit in my team. There is a specific reason for it, because I have my Ditting or MaTeIRiA, whatever DPS I'm using, is going last. And when I use it, like generally when I use Lily, and if she's the fastest and I use her S2, then she boosts just your DPS to move next. But I don't actually want to do that, because I want to land all the debuffs first so I can maximize my damage output, and then I want to go my DPS. That's why I made my Lily purposely slower than other units, to make sure that I get these debuffs first. And the way I play my Lily is I play on a high resistance build instead of a high accuracy build, because if you play Tower Motor, for example, yeah, then you should play on an accuracy build because of her S3 to reduce the cooldown, the skill cooldown of your enemies. But if you, for example, play like something like Terramaton or Doki Doki, that really doesn't matter too much, and you kind of want to have, or even Phantom Theater or something, you kind of, when you use her, want to have more resistance on her to make sure that she's not getting pushed back, that she's not getting death broken, that she's not getting stunned. So you kind of want to make sure that those things do not happen, so that she's either not going to die too fast or not dying at all, and on the other side not getting stunned, which reduce the amount of turns you get. And then also I maxed out her S1 and her S2, which I think is a huge game changer. S1 is very, very important to get that assist going, and then her S2 is also very, very big to extend all these crit damage buff, the turn meter, also getting buffing the speed buff every 3 turns, which is huge, huge, huge. Does a lot of things. I think skill 3 can wait a lot, because that level 5 upgrade, in my opinion, only benefits units maybe later down the line. DPS who have a higher cooldown, have like 5 turns or something, cannot reduce that. This is, I think, where you want to max out this one to maximize this. Then Freya, I pulled like halfway through the week. I thought like at the beginning I didn't need her too much, but later down the line I actually... Oh, she's missing a piece right now. This needs to be changed. Good to know that she was actually missing something. But yeah, now she got it back. Now I got her halfway through. She's very good unit, helped me out quite a bit. So once I actually tried and play her, because I was actually kind of like a little bit, not a Freya hater, but I was like, she's probably not that good, because people start like, yeah, her buffs aren't like that crazy. And it's true, it's like nothing super crazy. Like there are other units that do specific things better than her. But the thing is that she has so much in her kit. So you have so many different abilities in one unit, and that is incredibly insane, because otherwise whatever she does, you have to basically use 2 to 3 other units to get the effects going that she's basically providing to your team. And you have all that in one unit, and that is actually crazy to me. So very, very good unit. Highly recommend. And then also 6-star, because since we talk about, so I got my Ditting, my Chloros 6-star, and I got Lily, Freya, and MaTeIRiA currently 6-star. Also, guys, it's not a free-to-play account, if you couldn't tell. And yes, so next up we have Heinrich. Heinrich, actually, I'm not even using that much, really. Heinrich is more of a support unit for me. I do not consider Heinrich as a DPS unit, even though you could probably potentially build him like that. I view him more of a support, buff stripper, controller type of unit right now in the game, or the current stage of the game. And yeah, I really don't play much with him. The only time I use him is in 2 scenarios. So I tried Aurora, for example, and Aurora I use him. And then on the other hand, when I do Phantom Theater, and then for the Light Wolf, then I put in my Heinrich on the Light Wolf to remove the buffs. And yeah, that's really about what I'm doing with my Heinrich. I don't use him for PvP. I don't use him anywhere right now, so he's just sitting there. That's why I didn't also 6-star him, because I'm not convinced on, like, I don't feel like he's a unit you need to build like right now. He can sit there a little bit, he can just wait, and over time there will be a time for him to shine. But currently I feel like he's not that much needed in certain scenarios, even though for Aurora or something you do want to use him, obviously, because he has, but then you want to build him speedy. Next up we have Klaus. Klaus was almost my last one of the last SSRs I got. I got her like 2 days ago. I think 2 days ago. Was pretty happy I got her. And now the interesting part about Klaus is I thought like in the beginning, yeah, she's like whatever. But the more I played her, I actually realized how good she is. She does so much. She's so helpful. She's like very, very good. Very, very good. Very, very versatile. She does the defense break. She does the speed down. She lands the attack in effect, so you deal more damage. You reduce, like, the damage you're taking in is reduced. And then she has control. She is very, very strong. Very, very strong. I think I can't say any more than that to her. She's just such an OP unit. And once you pull her and you actually try her out, you actually build her and you actually really play her, over time you will realize like how good she actually is. And she's probably one of my favorite units in the game because of what she provides. Highly, highly recommend her. Yes. Now, Mio, as I said, I played her in the early beginning. Currently, I'm not really using her much right now. I just feel like, I don't know what it is. I think it's just that, as I said, she needs skill ups. She's not, in my opinion, that great with her. Like, once I get, for example, the S2 maxed to 3 turn CC, like probably if I start to skill up my Mio, I probably will max out S2 first and then going for S3, because having a 3 turn freeze is a lot more viable for me than having this to 4 turn. But yeah, this is just a sitting duck. Then I just got Ling Lao, just played with her, nothing really much. Then I was just testing Yang for Aurora, nothing too crazy to see here right now. Lilith I didn't play, Halkit I didn't play, Doki I didn't touch. Leon was nice to have, but then I took the opportunity to reset. And most of the units here I did not touch. I actually 6-starred my Rosa played a little bit, but I'm not in a stage right now where I really need her right now for the stuff I'm doing, stuff I'm farming. So I actually, when I 6-starred her, I resetted her. And also the other unit I had, I 6-starred my Remoka, and then I also resetted her because I noticed just if you do not have her S3 max skill, she's not doing much damage. You really need that S3 maxed out, otherwise she hits like a wet noodle and Doki Doki and didn't much, and then just annoyed me. So I reset her and put the resources I got back into my Lily and into my Freya, and that was also the right choice in my opinion, because that allowed me to farm health for Termaton. Outside of that, I didn't really use much of the other units, so this is what I focused on. These couple of units here, as you can see, pretty good core overall. And yeah, what did we have here? So for example, here you can see my Termaton 4, 10 wins and 0 losses. So very, very safe right now. Very, very happy with it. Average clear time 1 minute 40. Obviously, because I'm killing the left arm first and then going for the main body. Let's let that run for a second. Now, what else did I achieve here? Let's look at my card real quick. So as you can see here, the Termaton team, this is what I have. Then Doki Doki Free, this is the other team I'm running. Surprisingly enough, Doki Doki Free runs pretty smooth. I have like also a, I would say 90% success rate with it. works. Doki Doki Fall doesn't work currently, not at least with this team. I might have to change up, get Kazuya or something going on. And then for Aurora, I can farm, like I can with Hell 2, I can just straight up one-shot her with this specific lineup here, as you can see here. But with Hell 3, it's kind of weird. Doesn't work right now. I have to sit down on that. And then I cleared up to Hoyan right now. This is also where I'm farming gear, and then I'm up to Rahu. Didn't put too much time into it. In Arena I didn't do too much, so I'm silver 3 for Summit Arena. Need to do that as well, need to max out. And now when we look at other contents, for example, the GP outpost, maybe Hell 3, like most stuff I like these two, this order and constant, I completed this one. I actually need to go in there and also unlock these last stages. I didn't do that. We'll do that with Ditting, shouldn't be an issue. And then what else do we have? Ember Track, I'm currently at 25. I played this like the last time 3 or 4 days ago. Probably need to do that again. Probably can go up, maybe up to 42. And for my Phantom Theater, if you didn't see it already, I posted a Phantom Theater video where I showed you my setup where we got rank 1, which got beaten by now already. I don't even know what's the highest rank right now. So 4,100 is currently the highest. As you can see, Chloros Rose's setup is pretty powerful. And also, yeah, this, for example, this is not too difficult right now. And then for the Ethernet rally, I actually went into that. I really like that mode. I don't know if you guys tried it out. Guys, I'm telling you something. If you unlock that mode, play it, because first of all, it is actually a lot of fun. And second of all, you get a lot. I was out of resources. I had no coins. I had literally nothing going on. I just went into that mode and did all the things. And you get, by the way, a lot of perfect lattice shards. I got like 25. You get a lot. You get actually a lot. So if you're struggling with resources, go in there, do this, and you will be surprised how much you get back by doing this. Shells, I did not talk about my shells. Sorry, guys. So shells real quick. So the shells I built so far were 2 White Fang, 1 gigabyte, 1 artisan, second artisan here, second gigabyte. And I'm currently also planning on getting either a third artisan, or I'm working on this revelation thing here now and see how good revelation is since I unlocked these, and just want to get a feel on how good they are. And I think Jackal is also good to like for support units. We'll think about building one of the Jackals. But guys, the one thing I can tell you, do not underestimate this artisan guy, this white bear. This guy carried me so much. This is insane how much that dude carried me. This is super, super powerful. Very, very powerful. If you can see here, for example, the team I'm running for Terramaton right now, you see here, I have 1 White Fang. I have Gigabyte on Freya, but then I have Artisan on Kloss and on Valerian. And then I have Diamond Heart on Lily, which is basically the weaker version of Artisan, but I do not have any modules to upgrade, so I went with that for the extra speed. This here helps you so much with survivability, because whatever unit, your support units who have it equipped, they just get an extra 700 defense for 2 turns. They just buff up their own defense, and then they apply a shield equal to that specific defense to themselves and the ally with the lowest HP. Now, if you stack that with a lot of different units, I have like 3 units with Artisan in your team. Now, this allows you to survive a lot of things and to get tanky, even if you are not 6-star yet and focused on that specific role. Now, this one helped, so do not underestimate. So my personal opinion would be, get 1 White Fang, get 1 Gigabyte, and get like 3 Artisan pieces. This is my opinion. Super, super powerful. You run 1 DPS, then you have, for example, Gigabyte on Freya to get more turn meter stuff to cast her skills more often. And then on the other 3 units, you just have Artisan on them to just keep buffing the defense, to just tank things, and then also to apply shield on the other units. Big move, big move. My opinion, one of the best mid-game shells you can use in this game. Do not underestimate this shell by any means. Very, very powerful. Yeah, and this is something I just wanted to give you as an insider information, and I will end this video right here, guys. So If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.